Good morning, everyone, wherever you are. We're wishing you a wonderful Thursday morning, and we are so happy to be here with you yet again on another Getting It Done with Gratitude. So, in case this is your very first time clicking in here and seeing who are these ladies from the Caribbean, well, we're your co hosts, Shellyanne Edwards Barron and myself, Karen Williams Thompson. And we started this journey a couple months ago where we had this idea. It started as an idea and it has just blossomed. And we are
Mhm.
just growing and rolling with it as it comes. And we had this idea, why don't we share all that we have learned about gratitude and how it impacts every aspect of our lives? I work with women, helping them to set goals so that they can successfully have the lives that they want, say yes to themselves, and not settle anymore. And Shelly does some amazing things that she's going to share with you. But what we realize is that at the root, at the core, at the heart of everything, gratitude has really made a difference in our lives. And this morning, we're going to share with you a bit about our thoughts around gratitude as it relates to decision making. And I know my friend here, she has some information. She's just chomping at the bit to share with you guys. So let me not keep her waiting much longer. But let me just tell you quickly about who I am. As I mentioned, I'm Karen Williams Thompson. I'm a life and business strategist. And what I do is I help women say yes. I help women say yes to the dreams and the aspirations that they've had, that they may have put aside because they thought they were too busy, they thought time wasn't right, they think that they're too old, or something like they don't think that they're worthy of it. So I help you work through all of those things. And I help you get absolute clarity on what is it you really want, identify those blocks that are getting in your way, and then we get to do the magical part. We get to create a strategic plan that's built on your vision and your values so that you can set the goals to have that life that you want to be, do, and to have more in every aspect of your life. So, Shelley, tell us all about you.
Hi, thank you, Karen. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for those of you who are joining us live. We really appreciate it. Remember to leave your comments. Let us know how the lives are benefiting you. Today is one of, well, I was going to say one of the more interesting topics, but I think they're all interesting because I'm obsessed with gratitude. But what I am is a gratitude guide and habit coach. And like Karen said, we believe that gratitude is an important part of our lives and it makes a difference in pretty much everything that we do. And so, what I've done is to create something called the gratitude strategy that helps with decision making really and habit forming, which is where I use it with my clients because I work with ambitious professionals. When you know what you want, you know where you're heading, you have your goals, you have your dreams, it's all outlined, but for some reason the daily aspect of getting it done has you stuck. And so we use gratitude to help you get unstuck and create the momentum that gets you to where you need to go. So we work on saying it right so that you can phrase your affirmations and gratitude effectively. We work on saying it loud so that you can get it outside of yourself and in the physical world. And we work on saying it always so that it becomes a habit for you that you can maintain and enjoy your journey while you are accomplishing your goals. And decision making, which is the topic for today, is a huge part of that because when you're ambitious and you're out and about saving the world, there's a lot to get done, right? And so these decisions, you have to make decisions every day. I forget the number, but it's a huge amount of decisions that we make every day from, what to wear, what to eat, whether to get up or not, if to take the phone call, let it ring out. Lots and lots of decisions happening every day. And as we're talking today, gratitude has an impact on that. And we've spoken a lot about gratitude before. We've spoken about how gratitude helps us feel calmer, and we build resilience and all those things. And this is really where it comes in with the decision making. And I found this really awesome study. It's a 2014 study, but it has been referenced in 2019, 2021 articles. I've been reading through on it, but here's the title of this is 2021 article, right? This is a research presented in, I think, Frontier Psychology. That's the name of the journal. The benefit of gratitude. Trait gratitude is associated with effective economic decision making, right? And in the ultimatum game. So they're working with a specific context, but overall, in terms of decision making, they're looking at how gratitude affects that. Now, this 2014 study, this is let me just give this study, and then we will get into the discussion on it, because I think it's absolutely fascinating. And every time I get research that supports the value of gratitude, I really get excited. So this one is How Feeling Grateful Improves Your Decision Making. The title of the original study is Gratitude, a Tool for Reducing Economic Impatience. Right? That's the study that was done in 2014 and published. So here's what they did. They got a group of people. Let me see if they give the number of people that participated in this study. I think it was about 75. I'm not seeing the number, quickly, but I think it was about 75 people. Um, and they had divided the group into three smaller groups. One group had to write about and journal about being grateful. Another group journaled about feeling happy, and the third group simply journaled about whatever was going on in their day. They didn't have a specific goal for the journaling, just write down what happened. Excuse me. And after the groups did their journaling, they were presented with a choice, with a decision to make. And the decision was receive $54 now or $80 in 3 days. And what they found is that the groups who were responsible for working on journaling on being happy, or just the general whatever's going on, tended to take the $54 now.
Mm.
But the members of the group who journaled about being grateful had a greater likelihood of taking the $80 later. And so the conclusion then is that the concept of delayed gratification and making choices that are, I guess, risky, or choices that cause you to get benefits later on and forego something immediately,
Mm-hmm.
those choices are supported more when you express gratitude. Now,
Yes.
isn't that a fascinating study?
It really is. And I was thinking, even though it is a study done in 2014, and that's some time ago now, it is as relevant then as it is today, because all of those things are still so pertinent. And earlier, when you were thinking about decisions, it got me thinking, so, what are some of these decisions that we are always making? And you're right, you decide whether to get up, but then you make things like consumer decisions. If you're out shopping, you're making decisions about what to buy. Even in the supermarket, you're going with a shopping list, and then you're still in there making decisions on, should I get this? Do I really need it? Or you're like me and you love shoes. So you see, you're out strolling and something catches your eye and you're like, quick decision time now. Should I? Do I really need it? No, you don't, Karen. Leave it alone, But so in everything, There are decisions, and things like financial decisions. And when you talked about
Mhm.
the money just now and delayed gratification, we make financial decisions, and some of those decisions are huge. I mean, one of my biggest decisions financially would have been investing in buying a property. And that can look so overwhelming when you are just
Yeah.
looking at it and you're just looking at those numbers. That can
Yes,
just look like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But applying gratitude and being able to incorporate that into your decision making, that really helps you to just calm down a bit and be able to see it
exactly.
for what it is and how it is, and not to go spiraling, off the deep end. We also make decisions every day about our health and well-being. So when you think
Yes,
about it, decisions are being made by everyone
all the
almost
time.
every minute, yes.
Yeah,
And it
all the
doesn't
time.
even matter, the age, because even kids are making decisions. Do I want to go out and play, or do I want to stay in on my PS5? Or, everyone is making decisions. And so helping persons to understand how gratitude, which is what that article really was speaking to, how applying gratitude, whether it is writing a gratitude journal, whatever it is that you're doing, using the gratitude strategy, that by applying that to the process of making decisions, you're able to make decisions that you are more comfortable with, is what I want to say. The decisions that you feel good about, so you feel
I
good
think
about the choices that you made. Yeah.
yeah, it's actually, I'm hearing you and I'm thinking, yes, 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 I want to jump in so bad.
Jump in, jump in.
Yeah, because I've been doing research on habits because of course that's my thing, habit formation and so on. And oh, by the way, morning Lola, thank you for joining us today. Um the the issue of the habits that we make are fueled and perpetuated, and they affect decisions as well. And one of the things, there are two things in addition to the finance. There's health, as you mentioned, and keeping up with certain things. The concept of, okay, exercising now so that I can feel better later. The exercise isn't, I'm not feeling awesome doing the exercise because it's difficult to start, but I feel awesome later. Not eating the donut now so that I can feel better later. Drinking the water now so that I can feel better later. So there's a lot of that happening when it comes to our personal lives, physically,
Excuse
and
me.
then financially, saving now, not spending now so that I can, go on vacation later or buy the house later, or so there's that immediate fulfillment versus delayed fulfillment. And what that study shows, and I think it was replicated later on, because I did find references to this study in articles dated 2021 and 2019. So
Mm-hmm.
the research has been verified and checked, and there's ongoing research on it. So the pilot study and the original study done in 2014 is being checked and continued with, and it's absolutely interesting. And to me, I see it in my own life. And when I work with clients, this is what I help them do. And it's not necessarily something that comes automatically. So it's not like if I say, okay, be grateful, and you would just make awesome decisions after, for the best.
Mm-hmm.
There's a process in it, and there are a few steps, and you absolutely have to be clear on the gratitude. And you notice that this study compared gratitude versus happiness,
Yes, yeah.
because gratitude and happiness are two different things. And many people assume that, okay, when I'm expressing gratitude, it's because I'm happy and everything is wonderful in my life. But gratitude has a special nuance that works really, really deep down to the core of who we are, that activates something in us. And that's why gratitude has to be expressed in certain ways. And we need to get the language right. and we need to activate it by writing it down. And notice this study didn't say, they had people think about gratitude or think about happiness.
Mhm.
They journaled about it. So that connection between the gratitude thought and the writing, bringing it into the physical world from the thought world, that makes a huge difference. And when it comes to the financial aspect of it, I know for me in my own life, what I feel and when I do the gratitude, what happens is that I shift my mindset from scarcity to one of abundance, and therefore I make better decisions because I'm not in a panic, and I'm not thinking, okay, I need this now, I need the money now, or I have to have this now. I think I'm able to step back because the fear and the scarcity is reduced in my mind so that I'm more comfortable to make the decisions.
I love that. I love the fact that gratitude and practicing gratitude the right way, saying it right, saying it loud, and saying it always, that those things really can anchor you to move from scarcity to abundance. And I think that that is something that we would want everyone to really hold on to and to really do that self-assessment and look within and ask yourself, are you practicing gratitude in this way? Are you writing it down, how it's making you feel, why you want it? Are you really taking the thoughts, as Shelley said, from the thought world and bringing it into the physical world? Because when you get it into the physical world, the meaning is amplified. And in
Yes.
amplifying the meaning is how you're able to then shift your mind from
Mhm.
being in a place of scarcity to moving towards that place of abundance. And if we're all honest, we all want to be in that place of abundance. And Shelley said something earlier when she was talking about you do the exercise now because of the future benefits. It's the same thing with the gratitude. You're practicing the gratitude now. That's going to shift your mindset, which you're going to enjoy the future benefits. So it is then, and the more you do it, and the more consistent you are at it, the more enhanced your whole experience of being, of just being is. And what I love about it is the ripple effect. It just cascades into every
Yes.
aspect of your life. Something like, the same decision making that we are talking about today. And we have talked about so many other ways in which gratitude really impacts and has that ripple effect. And if you want to catch those other episodes, you can do that on our YouTube channel, Getting It Done with Gratitude. And you could just immerse yourself in all the ways that gratitude can really impact all of the different aspects of your life.
Absolutely. And then when you go, make sure you click the subscribe button because
Absolutely.
you don't want to miss any of the upcoming episodes. We have committed to doing this for a year, and we sat down and we mapped out for the rest of this year all the awesome episodes that we're going to get to. And so this month we're looking at, gratitude and the brain and how it affects the way we think and the way we operate. And so last week we looked at the brain function, and this week we're looking at decision making. And these are critical things for entrepreneurs, for anybody who has a goal, any ambition that you're working toward. Decisions, you make decisions along the way.
Yeah.
So, you set a goal, and when I say I work with ambitious people, I mean, I know, like me, the ideas, we never run out of ideas. There's always something on the agenda, always something to do. And what happens a lot is that we get so immersed in projects that it affects the rest of our lives. So that, sleeping is affected, eating is affected, we get into high anxiety because there's always something to do, and we're worried about missing this deadline, or we have this idea that we have to accomplish X by Y date, and if that doesn't
Mhm.
happen, then we're not you know effective humans. And there's a lot of pressure when you're ambitious and you're a go-getter and you're going after your goals. There's a lot of pressure that people tend to put on themselves. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and that inevitably leads to burnout. And
Yeah.
if it's not managed effectively, it leads to burnout. And then when we get into that state and where we're hyper fixated and we're, so focused on the goal that relationships suffer, physical health suffers, all kinds of other, our lives suffer, then the journey that we're taking, excuse me, the journey toward the goals, it's painful, it's challenging, we're not happy. And then at the end of it, when we achieve the goal, we look back and we feel like we've lost so much. And
Mhm.
so working on the gratitude and infusing the gratitude into what you do helps manage all of that. And specifically with the well, we looked at how it affects the brain with the chemicals, and it just physically affects us. And now with the decision making, we make decisions that serve us better when we come from a position of gratitude. And so if it is you have your goal, and we're not saying, okay, we're letting go of the goal or the ambition. What we're saying is you can enjoy your life while you are going after the goal, while you are achieving. And
Mhm.
and that's something that I know lots of people talk about, when I get this, I'll be happy. When I
Yeah.
get this, I'll be satisfied. And so all our emotional fulfillment and satisfaction is set at a future date. And we never really enjoy our lives. We never really appreciate what we have. And that's
Yeah.
where the gratitude comes in.
Absolutely. Because gratitude will ground you. Gratitude brings you to the present. And this is something we say over and over again. When you practice gratitude, when you make gratitude the part of you, just like breathing, that's when you are going to be focused on the present. That's when you are going to be in the present. And it makes things like, when challenges come up, as they will, things come up, you have a plan. I love this. You have a plan always. And from the minute you make a plan, something comes up. You plan to leave the
Yes.
house by 7, and then, like me, a couple of weeks ago, you can't find the keys. You don't remember where you put them. They're not in the usual spot. Something always comes up when you have a plan to do one thing. However, when you are in the space of gratitude, you look at it differently. So you look at it like, let me retrace my steps and see where I was. Exactly what did I do when I came in, last night, or when I last used the vehicle? Where would I put the car? You trace them back, and you're not anxious. You're not like, oh my gosh, where is it? Because I'm telling you, that was me a long time ago. I was that person like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be late. Where's everything? But now I've learned different, and so I do different. And so you look around calmly, and you find it. So gratitude, if for no other reason but that helps you to be present, that it helps you to relate to where you are, whether it's the persons that are there with you, whether it's a situation, no matter what it is, the mere fact that you are able to just focus on what is in front of you helps to inform the decisions that you are going to make, because you are
Hmm.
not scattered, you're not all over the place. And this is the important thing about gratitude and decision making. It helps you stay present to what you need to be making the decision on.
And the thing is, for me, that's I live by this as well. Just as you said, I was that person who couldn't find keys either. I got locked out of the office when I was working as a lecturer. I was head of department, and I had the office keys. I had, we they everybody had their keys, but I got to the office before everybody. I would get there at 7 and dip in my bag, no keys, and I have to wait until the admin comes in at quarter to 8. So that's 45 minutes sitting in a classroom working on stuff because I forgot my keys. And it was such a huge joke. Everybody, when I'm leaving the office, everybody, anybody who was in the office would say, Mrs. Barron, do you have your keys? It was such a thing. So that issue with keys is you said that, Karen, and I felt it. And it was always because my mind was not settled.
Yeah.
I was not calm. I was not relaxed in the decisions, and I was always like just going, going, going. And again, that happens to ambitious people because we have an agenda.
Mm.
We have things to get done, and there's a long list, and we're adding to the list every minute. And so there's always something else to do. And it is really, really a challenge to be present when you're always thinking about what's next.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're always thinking about what's next, your decisions are tainted by a certain level
Relevant.
of anxiety and panic because of what's next.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
gratitude helps you reduce that panic, reduce that anxiety, so that you can make a more informed decision and see
Absolutely.
what is actually in your environment. And sometimes, you know what
Absolutely.
that leads to? When you're always thinking about that next thing and so on, it causes you sometimes not to notice what is in your environment, what you actually have available at your disposal, and you make decisions. And then after the fact, you look back and you think, hey, I could have just asked so and so, and they would have been able to help me with that. Save me,
Mm.
a whole week of stress. Why didn't I reach out to my network? Or, why didn't I just search for this? Why? And there's a lot of why didn't I do this
Yes.
after the
Yeah.
fact when you rush into things because it has to get done now. It has to be done now. And you're anxious because you have other things to do. It puts you in that constant state of fear.
Mm. And gratitude really helps to also reduce stress. And when you were talking about it there just now, when you then are in the present, when you're not running around with all of that anxiety and making those decisions from that place, it reduces your stress. And being able to reduce your stress helps you, like you said, to make more informed decisions. And you're likely to be less impulsive, because the mere fact that you are going, 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 you have all these things to do and you're not being present in the moment. It is in that moment where you're not thinking, oh, you know what? I could just call up this person and ask a question, or like you said, I could just put a question out to my network. Somebody is going to step forth and help me. And when we actually do these things and we see how simple they are, that is the evidence. That is the
Yeah.
evidence that it is possible, that it can happen, and that we can do it, and that we can make that difference. Because reducing stress is something that is so important for each person. That has implications for every other aspect of your life. So even if that's the only thing that you get done through gratitude is reducing your stress, just think then of the ripple effect of reducing stress in your life by applying gratitude. This is what I keep saying. Gratitude just has a ripple effect that just keeps on giving. It just
Hmm.
it just doesn't stop. It just keeps on giving in every area of your life. So why not get it done with gratitude?
Yep. And if you're intentional about it, then you can say it right, say it loud, say it always, and put yourself in the best position to win. And just as you
Yes.
said, Karen, I think that's the perfect place to end off with this is how you get it done with gratitude. And that's why this program is called Getting It Done with Gratitude, because this is how you get it done.
Yes. Yes.
And there's science
Absolutely.
behind it.
And I think that is what I love. So it's not this hairy fairy mumbo jumbo that you're coming in to talk about. There is the science behind it. And that's why we really wanted to interject in all of our other areas to actually pay some attention to the science behind gratitude so that we can share
Hmm.
that with you, so that you then can actually go off and explore some of that research for yourself and see what it is. But today, just drop us a comment. Let us know how gratitude has impacted you. What's the biggest thing that you have experienced with gratitude? What are you grateful for today? Just
Yeah,
that.
and join us next week because next week is going to be another good one. They're all good. Yes, we're going to be talking about emotional intelligence and gratitude.
And I
I
love
am
it.
looking forward to that, just as I look
Yeah.
forward to everything. And I look forward to you being here with us next week so that we can all get it done with gratitude. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day, your night, your evening, your morning. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.